Hi everyone, and welcome back to the next Diecast. So I just wanted to share with you guys a 1/18 scale project that I'm currently doing right now. You might recognize all these parts from the Citroen 15CV, and you might think, wow, he took it apart. But no, I didn't. I ordered these extra parts off of eBay. I got them for like $10, I think, in total, which I think is an okay deal. The reason for this is because this model here, which I've done a review on, and I'll link that up in the description down below. The one wheel on here, it broke off at one point, so I put it back on with glue, and it no longer spins, as you can see, and it's just kind of coming off. So I ended up finding a replacement set of wheels and an axle on eBay, along with other parts too. And I'll probably use a majority of these parts, but the main thing I wanted to do with this model was replace this back set of wheels here. So I'm going to kind of, I guess, document both through video and on my Instagram page, like the whole process of the restoration. And you can see I was taking some pictures for my Instagram page. So this will probably be like a multi-part series. I might combine them into like maybe 1 or 2 videos. I'm not too sure on that yet. But I just unboxed all the parts, so they're right here. And I brought the model down here to my desk, and I'll probably start working on it very soon. So whenever you're working on a project like this, always make sure, if you're going to have the car kind of upside down like this on any kind of surface, have some kind of cloth underneath it. That way you avoid any kind of, paint scraping or paint damage. This is just like a wood desk, and this is a Maisto, so the paint isn't that sensitive, but just in case, it avoids kind of any, fear about that. So here's the piece that we want to put on the car. It's the wheel and suspension component for the rear. This is how it is kind of currently on the car with the suspension. There's the culprit wheel right here. You can see the glue where it's attached on there. So I'll have to start by unscrewing it. There's 2 screws back here. Most Maisto models are constructed in kind of the same way. You'll usually get 2 screws in the back, maybe an additional screw in the center here. And then 2 in the front where the steering system is located. And here's how the steering system is actually constructed on this model. And here it is kind of up close. So the steering wheel on Maisto models usually goes into a little tab like this, and then it'll in turn kind of move the wheels around. And pretty much all of Maisto steering wheels are like this one. You'll have kind of the same like rod with this little nub on the end here. Of course, the steering wheels vary in shape, from car to car, but they're usually the same kind of length like this, and they usually have the same like shape overall. And there's 2 little notches here where it's actually held in place inside the car. So we'll go ahead and remove this component back here, see how that goes. All right, well, this butchered mess here is the model. In case you're wondering, here's how the engine is made on the Citroen 15CV. And here's the interior piece of the model with the pedals down there. I had to remove pretty much everything, so all of the parts that came on the model are right here. I got all my screws back here, and those are all the replacement parts here. So there's the wheel that was the culprit the whole time. You can see there's the glue on there. So I just need to unscrew. There's a little screw down right in here. You can see it, hard to see, the silver thing right there, to get these wheels off, and then I'll be able to make the switch. All right, here's our chassis and interior component. I got the new wheels back on. Finally got some spinning going on. Just testing out the suspension. Looks like everything is all set to be put back together now. The complicated thing is matching up the steering wheel nub down here, because it has to connect in order for the wheels to actually turn. So that'll be the next thing I do. All right, got the new wheels on. Old wheels are off now. Just gotta put the car back together now. All right. She's all done. Took a bit of effort with putting this part back on here, but it all worked out well. Glad I got it done. Overall, I think the project went fairly well. I got what I wanted, and that was to put new wheels on the back of this thing. It worked out pretty well, as you can see here. I did actually use the suspension pieces that came with that set of parts I got. I just didn't show that in the video that I filmed at the end of the project. But I now have a healthy supply of spare parts here, as you can see. So these tires can be used with other models for sure. Same thing with this spare tire here. It isn't actually even like a full tire. That's what's actually in the back in here. And this came with the model, and it's still in there. But I might consider actually switching this out with maybe like one of these wheels and tires here. And this is the wheel that actually snapped off. I'm probably gonna throw out this piece because you can see it's pretty broken up. I'll try to get off this wheel, and I'll keep that wheel if I can get it off in one piece. But yeah, here's the other spare parts I got in this little bag here. I got suspension springs, some Hot Wheels wheels, and stuff like that. But yeah. And one part you don't see here is the other steering wheel, and that's because I was actually able to install it in my 1955 Ford Thunderbird via Road Signatures. I reviewed this model, I think, sometime last year, and it used to have, if I can get it out of this bag here, I'm just making a big mess now. It had this kind of little, like, erector set steering wheel inside of it. It definitely was not the right size. It looked okay, because, you know, it's black and it has that silver center in it. But what I did was I took that Citroen steering wheel that came with the spare parts, I cut it down, I colored it in black, and I put it inside the Thunderbird here. And I think it turned out really well. It works with the steering and everything. It's a lot more sturdy than that other steering wheel because this one was like plastic to plastic when I glued it on. The other steering wheel, you see it has metal in the back, so it didn't really stay on too well, like with that plastic on there. That saved me maybe like $8. There was one listing on eBay for the Thunderbird steering wheel, and I think the seat, but I don't need a new seat. Like, the seat in here is fine. So I figured, you know, why not use it? Why not use the Citroen steering wheel that came with the extra parts? It is a very kind of basic steering wheel too. It's got a single spoke in it. And here it is inside. You've probably seen this multiple times, but that's how it looks with the Citroen. Yeah, overall, it was kind of cool to do the project. And the fact that two cars benefited out of one set of parts, I really thought that was nice to have that. I'll probably have more 1/18 scale projects to do in the future, maybe not as intense as the Citroen project, but I do have some that I might want to get, you know, extra parts for. Like, this one has a crack in the windshield. If I ever find a really cheap windshield, I might just get a new one for this one. This would come off in like one piece, but for now, it looks fine. And the fact that the steering wheel now looks almost stock, I think it turned out to be a pretty good job well done. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching this whole kind of project process. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Thanks for watching.